all of the pieces of information. All right, for those of you that are new to the stream that might not be familiar, this deck's got some kooky card choices in it. A lot of the decks that we play on this stream are viewer-submitted deck list. So that last one we've been playing, the Absent Hero deck, is one that was originally submitted that we've tuned and I have some preferences for. But this one is something that someone said, hey, will you play this deck? And they went through the deck submission form, and this is what they've sent in. What's going on, Kriko? Thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. One of the things I will comment on this deck is this is a deck that's made some very clear metagame choices. So we've got 3 main deck cries and 4 Moment of Craving. So obviously this deck is going to have a good time in the matchups where these decks where these cards have text boxes. But, you know, if we run into a bunch of matchups where these cards aren't particularly good, we're probably going to have a little bit harder of a time. One thing that this deck does get to do to kind of mitigate that a little bit is that Sarkhan Fireblood is a card that gets to discard through the cards in our deck that aren't particularly good, so we can help balance that out for us a little bit here. One thing that I'm not sure on is there's only 3 copies of Rekindling Phoenix in this deck, which I think might be a mistake. I think this card's really good, and I kind of want to shove a 4th copy in here before we dive into the matches. Honestly, it might just be better than this Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant's like also our only double green card. Six. I think I'm gonna swap that really quick. Let's go ahead and do that and jump on into a league here and see how things go. Nah, Sarkhan's great. So, for those of you that have ever played Modern, Sarkhan has a lot of what I refer to as the Liliana of the Veil clause, which is that it's often hard to draw too many copies of Sarkhan, because if you have an extra Sarkhan in your hand, you just discard it to the Sarkhan that you already have in play. Just like when you draw too many Liliana of the Veils, you just like +1 the one you already have and like discard the extra. Right off the bat, a little bit of 3-color mana problems here. This hand needs to draw lands, but also kind of needs to draw spells. I guess that's not strictly true. If this hand hits a red source, it like kind of does okay. I'm going to keep this. The Moment of Craving gives us a chance against an aggro deck to slow them down. And even if we miss for a turn against a mid-range or control deck, we have time to miss in those matchups. Kazenti, thanks for the 16-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Just like we drew it up, chat. Our opponent mulliganed and then missed a land drop. Sometimes this is where the magic happens. We keep speculative hand hit right away. Double hit even. Opponent missed a second land drop. Those of you that are hoping to get good at Magic, I hope you're taking notes about opponents stumbling and dying while you drawing exactly what you need. Yeah, Sarkhan is very good in these mid-range control style decks, in my experience. He just really helps smooth out that wrong half problem of, like, having too many lands or having removal when it's bad and stuff like that. Does a lot of the things that you are looking to do. Basic Mountain and a Shock, so probably mono red. We are flooding a little bit, and like if we didn't have Sarkhan, we'd be in a lot of trouble. But with Sarkhan, we might be able to pull through here, especially with them having an issue. We got you, Sloth. I think I just assume they're playing mono red, right? Thanks for giving me a modern deck a day. I'm probably the minority that prefers them. Well, Main Cakes, thanks for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't think the Moto deck a day is not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. When we get a new format in the fall, if that's a smashing hit, we might readjust then. But at least until October, I plan to do 5 Moto decks a week at a minimum. I think I want Trophy here if they're a Experimental Frenzy deck. I like a lot of the rest of what I've got. Maybe this is too expensive, and I want to bring in these Duresses just to, like, drag my curve down a little bit. I can see that. Angrath maybe a little bit medium too against mono red. Let's give this a try. The turn 2 thought eraser concede. Nope, you will not take my thoughts and run away with them. There's nothing for you to erase here. Yeah, that seems fine. Yeah, Duress and removal spell into Sarkhan. I think I want to shock this in. Walk it out. Walk it out. I think I take the hit from the Pyromancer here and then plan to trophy the Goblin Chainwhirler when they play it post-combat. Like, obviously, killing the Pyromancer now would save me health in the short term, but in the long term, the Chainwhirler has a lot more power, right? That's incredibly unfortunate. Hey, Mueller, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. We'll get that added after the stream today. And again, second Sarkhan not good here, so we'll just cash it in for a new card. If this attacks Sarkhan, that's real good for us.
I fear no pain.
Yeah, we get it, Sarkhan. You're tough. You're tough dude. Tough, crazy person. Almost time for a little Karn advantage, yep. Put him flooding a little bit here. T-Master Ray, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. You can send that to every month. Thanks for sending it my way this month. So I assume this is going to be Pyromancer plus Lava Runner, kill my Sarkhan.
You are bold.
Whirly boy. Alright, we might be dead here now. The last card had just been a bird spell. Might have been fine. So this trades with Pyromancer plus creates a distraction for their creatures for a turn. And now, because they attacked everything at Karn here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and let him die. Because now I can play second Karn and down-tick him, and then have 2 2/2s, which leaves me a little bit better blocks. That's an excellent draw as well. Yeah, exactly that, Giddle. Flipped Field of Ruin is the... Flipped Azcanta is the primary thing the Field of Ruin deals with. So if they attack everything at Karn again, I think I just let him die once more. Is holding Moment to block the Chainwhirler better? Yeah, maybe, Zach. Yeah, I think you're probably right. It gets real dicey if they have a burn spell, though. If they rip a burn spell. So maybe that's, like, worth the risk, because the Chainwhirler's, like, really good on this board, right? So, like, taking a little bit of a risk to get a bigger payoff is, like, not unreasonable. I think I just let this... I guess I could do this, and then I keep the card. This is probably right. Yeah, there's first strike, but this is a 2-1. I think I needed a better draw than a land that turn. This is one of those games where, like, it feels awkward that I boarded out. It feels awkward that I boarded out my Ritual of Soots, but there's no guarantee that, like, they're gonna have a ton of creatures every game. There's a lot of games where, like, the opponent's deck is just like a burn deck. Yeah, I really need to find, like, a Phoenix or a Hellkite here. I think hitting another brick here probably means we're done. Well, the fact that they're not attacking with the Steam Kid means that they are sitting on big giant planks themselves, so... Hey, Flight Forward. Thank you for the very generous biddies. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good Monday wherever you're at. If you want to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know if there's a deck in there you'd like to bump up, I always encourage people that support my stuff to kind of dictate what we play and when we play it. My opponent's also drawing pretty poorly here, so we're not quite out of this just yet. So every bit is 1 penny Flight Forward. So 1,500 bits is $15. So usually for sideboard guides, I look for a $25 donation. Morning, Ebo. Yeah, the fact that the Lava Runner is still... I assume we're dead here. I assume they're finally attacking with this means they drew a spell. Yeah. Also, as a heads-up, Flight, if you are on mobile, it's cheaper to buy bits using the desktop. And you can load the desktop browser on your mobile browser. There's an upcharge for buying bits through the Android or iOS app. Were the League decks a little too low quality? There's a lot of variance in both of them, Mr. Panda Gaming. Oh, I don't really have sample sizes to draw meaningful conclusions. And no single person really does. Well, so there's a mobile upcharge squee because the bits are turning directly into money for someone else, and any money you put through a mobile app has to give the company making the mobile app a cut. Wow, their hand is disgusting. I think I take light up the stage and hope they brick for a bit. The Twitch app is made by Twitch, but the way mobile ecosystems work is that any money that goes through an Android app that's in the Play Store, Google gets a cut of. That's how Google makes money off of Android, one of the ways. The fact that they drew the best possible card in their deck on turn 1 probably means we're dead here. We are currently doing the constructed event, Mr. Panda Gaming. There are always best of 3 constructed events. Flight Forward, thanks for the biddies. Bant Vanafear sideboard guide, perfect. I'll do that in the Teamer one later. So I assume we're gonna get like Wizard's Lightning in response here. Oh, they must have hit the land. My hand is good enough here that I'm gonna play this card and plus it and try and find the land to get this Hellkite going. Well then. Well then. If you want to email me a specific list of decks you'd like to include in the board guide, I'd be happy to do that. Or you can just, you just assume I'll hit all the major ones. Nevert, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday and had a great weekend. Well, when we looked at their hand on one, we were like, well, we need them to brick for a bit, and then, thankfully, here we are. They might give us the trophy, trying to keep us off the land, after giving us Vraska 6. Yep. And that, my friends, is why it's important to plus your Karn before you play your line for the turn. Ah, well, good games, Never. Welcome to the stream.
Best if you stop.
It would be best if you'll stop.
I'll make use of that later.
Alright, let's kill this with fire, shall we? And then I think I just go ahead and attack with Hellkite here. And I'm going to plan to trophy this Goblin Chain Whirler. Because even if they untap and play the Frenzy, I just like untap and play Vraska Relic Seeker and kill it. And like I have Dragon, Karn, and a Vraska on 3. So we should be pretty good to go. I wonder if they had another Wizard's Lightning and they thought they were going to get to double tap it. Maybe they thought they had 6 mana. Maybe they just didn't have anything else to do and that was them conceding. Also very possible. Onward, onward, upward, backward, forwards. They have a quest. Yeah, quest to play red spells. Been watching your YouTube videos, it became very clear to me why you went sub only. Yeah, I've had a number of feedback from people that watch the YouTube stuff that they appreciate the change. And maybe I should have realized this, but I honestly didn't realize just how much time was spent parenting when we were in not sub-only mode. It's been a good change overall. Huh. What is sub-only? I've changed my chat settings, so you have to be subscribed to my channel in order to type in chat. I just go ahead and Phoenix here. This can block most of their stuff. Like, this has to get 3 bigger to attack through this. You've murdered my bird. They have, like, a fungal infection here, or are they just, like, murdering my bird to deal 2 points of damage? That doesn't seem terribly efficient. Opponent might be a newer player that's not familiar with Rekindling Phoenix.
You're just fuel for the your crew from my vision. Fair price.
Johnny's Pride Bape is either trivial or terrifying and nothing in between. That's an apt descriptor. Afternoon Larson. Yeah, it's really funny that Given the rules for your chat, I'm surprised you didn't do it sooner. All the parenting as a parent already sounds like hell for one's mental well-being. Well, so, like, the chat being sub-only does stunt channel growth. So, like, slogging through it for the last few months while Magic got bigger through Arena especially, like, my follower growth for last week and my average viewer count were both down, and will probably continue to be down. But we're also at the point where, like, you know, so long as I maintain 2,000 subs, it doesn't really matter how many viewers we have on average. So that's like the line for this to be a job, to pay for daycare.
No fire,
no steel. What does this card do? Flying, Trample, Haste. When it would die, exile it with 3 egg counters. During your upkeep, remove an egg counter. If there's no eggs in it, return it to the battlefield. That is a lot of text. Yeah, exactly, Mac. No, that's a very apt description. All right, we've hit the point with the channel where growth is nice but not required, and a change that hurts growth for a quality of life improvement is worthwhile. Junior kids will be old enough to stream and then they won't need daycare. Well, they'll be in school at that point. Alright, so they're dead to the dragon. Next turn, plus the Phoenix coming back. What's the animation on this card like? Oh, yeah. I like me some new dragon animations, chat. Big fan of getting to see new dragon animations. I guess it's like a super lava axe in a way, right? It's just like 7 volume. I'm sure someone's in chat is an accredited teacher. I was a certified high school teacher in the state of Illinois once upon a time. In a former life. I'm okay at teaching while I stream because I have a background in education. The Bone Dragon animation is very good. You are not wrong. What's required to be certified? You have to pass a couple of exams. There's a generic, for high school in Illinois, there's a generic teaching exam. They called it the basic skills test back when I took it. And then, there was a content field specific exam that you had to take and pass. My opponent put me on the play for game 2. Yep. I'm a certified Twitch chatter. Which subject did you teach? I have a master's degree in mathematics. My undergrad was in, math with a minor in education. Play Sarkhan and just filter through here. I don't think I need double contempt, famous last words.
I know what I'm doing.
You have to actually pass those exams, just pay somebody. Thank you for your talkie box, man. Thank you for the tier 3 resub, the Lost Lurgoyf. I appreciate it. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back.
Go on. Hit me again. I don't need this. I need this.
Probably just contempting the Pride Mate this turn. Alright, well now we're contempting the thing that makes the Pride Mates bigger. So they'll hit Sarkhan again, and then next turn I'll get to Bedevil plus Lava Coil. Get the devil out of them here. And then Angrath here is just another removal spell for next turn, right? Like, he kills things that cost 3 or less. Dude, if they hit their land drop next turn, they're still only playing a 3-drop. One of the things that's really kind of interesting to me about these constructed events versus... I'm a college professor. I teach adults. Kids are a problem. So, the undergrad program I did involved a semester of student teaching. And in my experience, the biggest issue with teaching kids is the parents. It's not even the kids that are a pain to work with. It's the, you know, why did little Johnny fail? Well, Johnny failed because he slacks off and doesn't turn in any of his assignments. I know Johnny tells you he does his homework, but he's lying to you. Well, have a good one, Team Master. You'll be able to catch up later on YouTube, as always. Frickin' Johnny. Johnny comes to class and sleeps. Actually, it was really funny. When I student taught, it was at a Chicago public high school, and I worked with 2 teachers there, and one of the teachers that I worked with, he told me the day I took over his classes, like, when you student teach, you teach when the certified teachers, like, sits in the background to make sure things are okay. He told me that none of the students fail my classes because if students fail, parents complain. And I was just like, oh, Lord, you really shouldn't be a teacher anymore. He was just, like, there to coach football. Thanks for the Prime sub, Mana Traders. U.S. education system. Yep.
I'll show you unhinged.
Well, all my Planeswalkers have a lot of loyalty, so I guess I'm gonna play Karn here. And I guess if Karn hits a land, we get to play the Lava Coil too. And so, it doesn't look like it on the surface when you read the cards, but Karn actually has a lot of synergy with Sarkhan, because Karn just puts extra cards into our hand every turn if we want, and they're not always high-quality cards, but Sarkhan can upgrade the garbage that Karn ends up giving us in a lot of games. Time. Yeah, tutoring's an interesting racket because, like, a lot of tutoring centers don't pay a lot, but if you can get in private tutoring, especially if you have, like, a bachelor's or a master's degree doing it, you can usually make a good bit of money. Remember when I was doing private tutoring, especially test prep, it was like $50+ an hour a lot of the time.
No fire, no steel.
I don't need this. I need this.
Private high school where I dude up had a dude teaching geometry who had never passed the geometry class just so he could coach water polo. Yeah, private high schools are weird. In Illinois, at least, private high schools, at least the way back when I was... And, like, my teaching certificate expired, like, 4 or 5 years ago at this point, because I'm 28, and it was only good for a few years. But private high schools didn't have anywhere near the same requirements as public.
Bolus told me I should do this.
Oh, I had a Vraska I could have gone and got, huh? I'm 22, obviously. I am 28, and I finished undergrad when I was just turned 20, so I think the certificate was only good for like 3 years or something like that. It was like, been expired for like 5 years at this point. This is my deck full of mythic rares. Enjoy. Oh, they're already dead. Stop being mean. Our dragons are so mean. Brian, thanks for the biddies. Hope you're having a good one. Pay to win garbage. Yep. I started and finished undergrad early. Alright. This hand's kind of okay here if we run some lands off. Just like Cry into removal into Dragon. Dragon's real good in this matchup. If they have Obsession, looks like they do. Oh, okay. Okay, that bodes well for our Cry so far. Hey, Casadan. Thanks for the 2-month resub. Welcome. What's it like as a 16-year-old going to school with 22? Well, I've been a bitter old man since I was like 14 or 15, so like mentally I was in the same place or beyond a lot of people who were older than me in college. And the older you get in life, the less that age differential matters, right? Is something that's very, very true in my experience. I basically just sidestepped high school, Mr. Panda. The way, and again, I don't know if this still works now, because I'm 28 at this point. So when I was doing this, this was a decade ago, 12 years ago. You could take classes at the local community college and have them be dual credit to count for high school and college. So that's what I did for when I was 16, 17, 18. Alright, so they've been a Siren Storm Tamer here, and then on the off chance they don't have an Essence Capture or a Wizard Retort, we get to play this Giant Dragon and maybe have a chance here. Dual Enrollment, yep. Something like that. I wasn't actually enrolled in a regular high school, though. Because the homeschooling laws in Illinois are super lax. You can basically just do whatever you want. Has a blue player ever not had it? I don't know. Let's find out. Survey says. Stu Nami, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I guess I technically have 2 copies of Cry in my deck still and a Ritual of Soot. So, like, on the off chance they don't have it this turn, we could maybe get there. Put me to 1, baby. Put me to 1 and then have 7 lands in your hand. You think I'd choose that for my kids? Yeah, definitely. I plan to let them go to grade school and then probably give them the option when they get to, like, junior high. Because that was what my parents did for me. My parents always gave us the choice, and if we wanted to go to a traditional school, but going to a traditional school just sounded miserable, so we didn't do it. Schedules and routine are like awkward and annoying. All right, we got mono blued a little bit. Let's bring in all the removal spells. Bring in the trophies. Just like take our curve and yank it all the way down. Need to make things cheaper. This is a matchup where our dragons and our phoenixes are our key cards. We've got a lot of doom blades. We've got a lot of things that kill their stuff. What are your thoughts on the Meddling Mage and the sideboard of Bant Pod against other less interactive decks like Amulet Titan? I think if you wanted a card specifically for Amulet Titan, I'd board Magus of the Moon. Karn draws cards, so you can't, in a matchup like this, you can't just cut all of your card advantage because the opponent's deck has a lot less lands than ours does. So if we just one-for-one our opponent a bunch with a bunch of removal spells, and then eventually they're going to have more spells than we did because their deck just has fewer lands in it. Do you feel like those help the consistency compared to this build? Yeah, I think overall, this build is probably a little bit too clunky. I do like Rekindling Phoenix. I don't think the previous build had Rekindling Phoenix, if I recall correctly. But I do think overall what this build is doing is a little bit clunky on average. As someone who's thinking about going back to school for a degree, what would you say? Would you say getting a math degree opened doors for you? So I don't know that I'm really a good person to interview about that, because my path in life hasn't really been traditional jobs. So like after my undergrad degree, I went to grad school because I found a place that wanted to pay me to go to grad school. I worked as a TA. And then after I finished my grad degree, I got a job basically as a secretary, and then they quickly promoted me to an analyst because it was for a large company once they saw that I knew how to do stuff. There's so many people that have degrees in general now that a lot of it's not just like just having a piece of paper so much as it's having experience or like background or projects that you can submit to like show that you have relevant experience. Captain Command, I never say yes or no based on a deck name. Gotta submit it through the form and give me a reasonable chance to see it. Give you an informed feedback on yes or no. Woof. I haven't looked at the new Challenger deck, so no, we haven't talked about them. Yeah, I think we just have to pray the Ritual of Soot works here, which is unlikely. And, like, this turn, I play into Spell Pierce, but, like, next turn, they're gonna get 3 more cards to try and counterspell this. Hey, they're casting off. Maybe they don't have Wizard's Retort yet. Holy crap, it worked! Are they allowed to file for compensation? I feel like their deck might be broken and they should file for compensation. Can you explain the London rule? Just Google it, Captain Command. Just look it up. There's lots of places it's been broken down. What are my thoughts on online colleges? At the end of the day, I think having relevant experience is more important than where your degree comes from. Having a relevant portfolio of stuff to show. Valdi, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. And Dark Forces Jedi with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thanks for keeping me around. Wow, this next turn's gonna be gross. I get to take 5 here, and then I get to Lava Coil this and kill both of these. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Love tap, baby, love tap, baby, baby, love tap. Do 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 do. My only real advice to anyone regarding education is never pay for your own master's degree. Either find a school that's going to let you be a TA and pay for you to take it, or find a job that's going to pay for you to get it. If you're spending your own money on a master's degree, it's probably not a master's degree worth getting, unless you're like doing something like being a pre-law or pre-med. What deck do you feel is best positioned against mono blue and mono red? Yeah, it goes through PhD too. Agree with that. I don't have a PhD, but I'd assume that that's true for that as well. It's good against blue and red. That's an interesting question. I don't know if I have a good answer to that offhand. Yeah, that's true, Demir Spy. I honestly wouldn't, just like, me personally, I don't think it's worth it unless you know it's gonna guaranteed open doors for you. Like, unless I knew, like, I was guaranteed this specific position from getting a master's degree, I probably wouldn't pay for it myself. That's actually probably a good answer. Something with Kaya in it's probably really good against both those matchups. That card's really good in those spots. This hand is incredibly good if it finds an untapped land in the first 2 draws. We might just have too many tapped lands and die here. But I think this hand is worth the speculation. Perfect. I think I just Lava Coil the Storm Tamer here. Just like want to use my mana every turn. A lot of the time when you lose this matchup, you die with cards in your hand. So just making sure that you use your mana every turn as often as possible is important. I would agree with that, Z-Man. The Angel package is good against mono blue and mono red usually. Yeah, that would be my answer. I like that answer from Z-Man. The Angel package of like Lyra and the 3-mana Angel and History of Benalia, like that whole thing tends to be good in both those places. Alright, so now I have to ask myself, do I want to jam Soot or Phoenix? I think the fact that I drew a second Soot means I jam the Soot. Yeah, Resplendent Angel. Well, if they don't have Spell Pierce... Actually, I'm going to stick Rekindling Phoenix this turn, because Rekindling Phoenix doesn't get countered by Spell Pierce, and it still blocks the Tempest in profitably here. I think I just Lava Coil here to play around Spell Pierce, because if they have Dive Down, I can trophy it in response. And if they don't have Dive Down, the game is probably over. They have like a third Tricky Dick here. If they have a third Tricky Dick, we could maybe get into some trouble, but I have this trophy. Yeah, they have third Tricky Dick. Okay, let's just go ahead and kill this. And then we're going to take 3 here. And then even if they draw a Spell Pierce... So I'm using the trophy here because this way if my opponent draws a counter spell for my Cry next turn, I'm not dead. Because I'll be at 3 and have a blocker. Alright, so they're putting us to 3, and then I get to play Cry, and the game is probably over from here. I'm using Cry rather than Ritual of Soot here, because if they draw Tempest Shin, Ritual of Soot will kill Tempest Shin. Obviously, I should have attacked for 4 before playing Cry there, but I was clicking and not thinking. Playing the land before I play Karn to play around Spell Pierce. This is gonna give the missequencing there gives my opponent an extra draw step while we race here, so it could cost us the game. That missequencing on my part. They have a Deep Freeze. Oh lord, is this an Entrancing Melody? They just counted their lands. Ah! Ha, ha! Woohoo! Magic's a skill game. Magic's a skill game. It's like they topped with the opt, and it was like, what's the card that they could top here that they would then like count their lands and mouse over my creature? It had to be Melody, right? Well, they didn't have a card in their hand Flight Forward, so they had played out their card as a land drop. So it was wrong to not attack first. So you're right. If they had a card in hand, I should wait. So Melody's their best card here, assuming they have a second. So I'd have won the game and the match this turn if I'd have sequenced correctly earlier. So if we lose this, our deck won and I just lost because I made a mistake. We did not. No punish, because this is a no justice stream. God bless us, everyone. That take us up to 3-0. Does take us up to 3-0. Moving on up. And that matchup there against Mono Blue we were really more of a Jund mid-range deck than a Jund Planeswalkers deck, right? Because just like Planeswalkers aren't really good against the deck full of Spell Pierces. I guess we had Sarkhan and Karn there, which were fine, but we did trim out some of the top end. I am just gonna use this proactively and kill their unblockable creature. So using that cry there probably seems aggressive, but again, you just lose this matchup generally by having cards in your hand and not being able to play all your cards out soon enough. So I just want to use my mana every turn to try and 1-for-1 them. We did revisit Ebden Hero earlier today. It'll be up on YouTube later. It was the first standard deck we played. Played for almost 2 hours, actually. I think this is good. Seems fine. Is Serra Angel a playable card in the Angel deck? Negative. Are you talking about Seraph Angel? You can find my preferred Black-White Angels build on my website, joefoglin.com. Click Standard Decks at the top. Now, unfortunately, straight typical Serra Angel is just outclassed by Angel of Grace and Lyra and such. Alright. Hopefully Sarkhan's going to propel us into our 4th land drop here so we can start Ritual of Sooting on time. Sweet. This is only 2 mono blues in a row, right? Last one we played 3 games, but this is only our 2nd one in a row, I believe. I think I'm supposed to cycle here. I think it's greedy to cycle the land. We had some medium variance with the Abzan hero deck today, but it's still fine. Obviously, field is worse than a mountain against the deck full of only islands. What you got over there? What you doing? Essence capture, Terramander. All right. Do you want Angrath over Karn in this matchup? No, I don't think so. I think it's important, again, one of the ways you lose this matchup is by not having enough card advantage, because while our deck has a lot of meaningful 1-for-1s in it, we need ways to actually draw more cards, because our deck just has so many fewer lands than their deck does.
Look to the sky.
That was an excellent draw. Game the 3rd. Let's run it back. That's not strictly true. Remember our Hellkite chump block to 7-7 in game 1? And yeah, Dark Forces Jedi, you are always welcome to resubmit things that we enjoyed. So the Mardu Party Bus would be a fine run back. I had a lot of fun playing that deck last week. Dive down, double Tempishin. Yep. The party bus was a good time, to be fair. I am hungry, and the only thing that can sate me is Terramander. I think I just hold on to this Duress until we get to a point where they have something in play that I want to kill but can't guaranteed, or have something that I want to resolve. So when you're playing in a matchup like this where your opponent has a lot of reactive instants and sorceries, waiting longer to play your Duress is often correct to give yourself more chances for it not to miss. So like now I'm going to go ahead and play this to try and clear the way for this Assassin's Trophy to work. And like it did miss there, which feels bad, but I think it's right to spot check, because if I get Spell Pierce or Dive Down on this, we're probably going to die. Oh, that was wrong. So I should have done this during their upkeep, because now they can play the Merfolk Trickster. So I've taken 2 extra points of damage here and let them be more mana efficient. So I definitely should have put a stop on their upkeep and trophied on their upkeep, so that way they didn't have the land to play this on my turn. I'm kind of surprised they didn't opt on their turn to try and find a Curious Obsession. I feel like that would have been a smart play. So they're going to send 3 into Karn next turn, probably, since I'm still at 17. I'm probably going to down-tick Karn and grab Sarkhan so I can filter through these lands.
Please stop.
Please stop. You're killing me. You're killing me. Planeswalkers, baby planeswalkers. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Playing its mono blue makes me wish Split Second was an evergreen ability. Just need more blockers. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and trophy the Trickster here. Obviously they can protect it with Siren Storm Tamer. But this keeps both my Planeswalkers alive. Really surprised that they just let this happen. Pure Johan, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I assume they're going to give me Sarkhan here as opposed to Moment. And then I'm going to filter this Sarkhan with my other Sarkhan. Yo, dog, I heard you like Sarkhan, so we gave you Sarkhans to go with your Sarkhans. Alright, this game is properly snowballed at this point, I think. We have a Moment of Craving in Exile for Karn to grab. This game was a really fantastic example of why keeping Karn was important. It's like being able to power through the deck there. Yeah, solidly into garbage time there. An opponent recognized that. Should we open all of our booster packs, chat? Let's play. We're going to play one more with this deck, and then we'll open our booster packs. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. If everyone's having a great Monday and had a great weekend, thanks for dropping in. If you're a new viewer and you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that follow button. Play a ton of standard constructed here, best of 3 with sideboards. Adarian, thank you for the very generous tier 3 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Be sure to submit the deck you'd like to add this month by using the form on my website, or if there's something already in the queue that you'd like to bump up by a whole bunch, you can drop me a message in private and let me know that. This hand's a little slow, but we don't know what they're playing against, so I'm going to keep this on the play. Thank you for being my addictive soap opera. Thanks for being here, Jam. I think it would be good to hoard all mythic and rares for the war release. I don't know. If you think you will get more fun playing with new cards than you will from playing with cards that already exist, then yeah, you should hold on to them. I'm not a good person to talk to about things regarding the arena economy because I am a whale. Every time a set releases, I give Wizards $200 and buy all the cards. Thorith, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Get that dopamine spike. This is our 7-mana Lava Axe. 7-mana deal 7. It's got Dragon Suspend too. Would really like to draw a Sarkhan next turn so we can like filter through cards like Cry. Wouldn't be surprised to see this or this bite it. Bedevil could go away too. This one's probably safe though. It's not the Sarkhan I wanted for Christmas, chat. Gnome, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. If you buy packs on stream, do you write that as a business expense? Yep. It's all a tax write-off. We hit some bad beats this morning, admin. We had a number of matches where we're just like, well, this is a 2-lander on the draw, and we like never found a 3rd land, or we like kept in medium hand and missed a color, etc. I actually really like the jersey. It's very comfortable. Interesting. They must not have had the Kaya when they thought erasured the Phoenix, huh? I think I need to bedevil her. Yeah, exactly, JMK. The fact that you, like, can't hold them for drafting means you don't have to feel bad about cracking them, which is nice. Now that I'm in Mythic, is it safe to just play memes? Yeah, if you don't care about... If you don't care about the being in the top, trying to qualify for the top 1,000, you cannot fall back out of Mythic. Do you buy all the commons and uncommons with wild cards before buying packs to get your chest up first? It depends on how many common and uncommon wild cards I have. I don't think I'm going to have enough to do that this set, so I'll probably do it like every other set. Have they been 2 Tefris? That seems like it bodes well for us. I don't think we're going to be able to beat this flip search for Azcanta, though. Like, maybe if this can resolve, but like, good chance they have counter spells over Vraska's Contempts. Like, even if this does resolve without more help, like... And again, this game really highlights one of the strengths of Esper Control, which is that the virtual card advantage you gain from your opponent having dead cards is huge here, right? So, like, I have 6 cards in my hand, but, like, 4 of them basically don't have a text box. Like, I basically have a 2-card hand at the moment. And, like, I just skip my draw step for the turn. I'm actually going to go ahead and just go to the next one. Do I vote with my wallet now or wait for a response? I'd encourage you to wait for a response. I respond to deck submissions every evening after I sign off. So tonight I'm running late. In fact, if we stay around 2,000 viewers, I'm probably going to run till 7 or 8 o'clock. But at some point before I go to bed, you'll get an email saying, hey, this is good or this is not good. And if it's good, it'll tell you how to donate. I probably don't need 2 canopies. I wonder if I want to keep some more ways to kill Hostage Taker. Although I guess 4 trophy covers that pretty well, huh? Yeah, this seems good. Seems good. Yeah, I have the comment about the schedule update in the stream title. Moving forward, I am going to be dialing my total hours back per week a little bit, but I am planning to do long streams every Monday. Monday seems to consistently be my highest viewer count day. Makes the most sense to do extra on the day when we have the most people around. Have to say that you have really helped with that, knowing when you've likely lost against control. Yep. Your tier 2 subs getting discount on deck submissions they've been playing. 4-color super friends. I'd love to see you play. So the bonus for tier 2 subs, they get to bump an existing deck in the queue by 10 points each month. I think a big part of why I tend to have more viewers on Monday is because other streamers tend to take Mondays off. Like, I don't think, like, Nox is on right now. Yeah, Nox is currently offline. So, like, when there's other popular streamers on, my viewer count is lower because people split up between us. What platform is the sideboard guide going to be released on? I will mention it on stream. It'll get linked on the deck page on my website since there's a Vanifier deck page up there. And it'll get posted in the subs Discord as well. Stormbreath Dragon, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, overall, the viewer count's down by about 20% with the change to sub only. But again, like, raw viewer numbers don't really pay the bills so much as subscribers do. So if my sub count stays about the same, the sub only is going to be here to stay. Brian, thanks for the 33 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm a very metrics-driven individual. Yeah, exactly, Demox. Yeah, the chat's actually been sub-only for a week now. So, again, with Duress in matchups like this, where they have a lot of reactive spells, I'm going to hold on to this Duress until I'm ready to try and resolve something that I care about. So I'm going to wait until I draw, like, a Karn or a Sarkhan so I can Duress right before I play my threat. That being said, if I'm in danger of missing or having to discard the hand size, obviously we'll Duress then. Well, I appreciate you doing it now, Stormbreath. Thanks for keeping me around. This is a little bit of a punish for not playing the Duress sooner, I suppose. Has Talkie Box Man even been alive that long? My Twitch account is actually like 7 years old. It's like 2012, I believe. Contempt me, baby. I'm glad I could show everyone why that card doesn't see play. Enjoy. My wife asked me what Twitch is earlier today. It's not that uncommon. Twitch is growing every day, but it's not, you know, it's still not quite YouTube mainstream. It did resolve quickly. Hopefully they kill this at end of turn here. Yep. They know about this trophy. In response to this trigger, I'm gonna trophy this. That worked, thank goodness. Alright, if that didn't work, this game was gonna quickly head into garbage time with Search for Rescanta generating card advantage for them. I bought a PC and I'm looking into streaming, but I don't have the first idea how to create overlays or OBS or any guides. I would encourage you to just install OBS or OBS Streamlabs and just poke around at it. It's very straightforward, in my opinion. Wise Techie, thanks for the Prime support. If you can like put together a Word document, you could probably put together Streamlabs. It's literally all, or OBS, it's literally point and click and like resize things. And like my widgets, like these notifications in the chat box over there, those are all things that are handled by the Streamlabs website. The only actual really like overlay element that I have is my picture here, I guess. Yeah, the Streamlabs version really makes things easy. They have a bunch of predefined things that you can load up on there. I think they even have some Magic Arena themed ones now. I wonder if they'll down-tick this Karn to insulate it from Eldest Reborn. That is incredibly unfortunate. I'm not sure we're going to be able to recover from that. Hey, Glad Nauseum. Thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Look at us farming our gems and our gold. I'm up to 3,500 gold. We're gonna have so many free booster packs. All things considered on this one, I think I like this build less than the previous build of Jund Friends that we played. Although I will say 35,000. Did I say 3,500? I meant 35,000. I will say that Rekindling Phoenix is a card that's just like very good in this format. I think this deck goes a little bit too heavy on the bottom end of the curve with all of this creature removal. And this card's just like not particularly good. It's just too cute. The matches where it could be good, there's both too much removal and there's exile removal like Vraska's Contempt to make him really sad in addition to being 7-drop. Let's open some packs, shall we? Look at, we got 3 booster packs. 20 gems. Statistically, these packs are about to give us 60 gems. 20 gems. Yay, gems. And it puts me up to 15,000 gems. How many wild cards we got? We got 2 mythic wild cards. What mythics do you not have 4 of? There's a couple in this set that I don't have 4 of, but I've got 4 of most things at this point.